Welcome to Film Grind. I'm Shawn Burkett, and I will be your host as we journey into the ins and outs of the film industry. Now, first off, I hope everybody is adapting as best as possible to this COVID way of life. And secondly, I apologize for not continuing to upload videos regularly. I'm trying to get, back in the swing of things. I had some film projects plus kids and so yeah, but I'm back, so let's get into things. Over the past year, I've gotten tons of messages of people wanting information, tips, insights about crowdfunding. I've had several crowdfunding campaigns that have done pretty successful, so let's hop into it. Stop before we get into this. Just know that all of these tips and methods may not apply to your project. I'm a horror filmmaker, so some things are done a little bit differently depending on what your subject matter is about. But nevertheless, the base fundamentals are still there, and then what we're about to go over could give you room to run and create new ideas and new ways to bring people in. So with that being said, I'm going to use my film Stranded as the base model for this. It's a Bigfoot movie. We were asking for about $10,000, and we ended up raising about $24,000. So that's pretty good. So the first thing that I do, and I feel that any project needs, are actually two things. One, imagery, DVD artwork, Blu-ray artwork just for the campaign. Just artwork. And then you should have several teaser videos to display the look or the vibe that you're going for with your film. So like I said, I'm going to use my film Stranded as the template for this. So this was the first piece of imagery we released for this film, even before an Indiegogo. And then we moved on, it updated, we went different routes with different artwork. We wanted to make sure that we had plenty of content, because one thing may catch one person's eye, one thing could catch another person's eye. We wanted to be able to offer as much as possible. So even if you have to pay a graphic designer or get a membership to some stock sites to build some imagery that's going to captivate and reach out and actually connect with your audience, do it. Just do it. It's worth it in the end. It may cost you some money up front, but in the end, it's only going to benefit your project. We were able to actually make 2 teasers and several behind-the-scenes videos. The more content that you can put out there, whether it be, here's our first teaser, and then once we hit this goal, we'll put this teaser out, or having enough behind-the-scenes videos of how you made these teasers, or questions that you're asking the cast and crew. So this is a behind-the-scenes video of how we built the set, because we chose to build a set indoors versus waiting for nightfall and shooting outside and enduring the weather and the elements.
We're building a set.
But then, in our downtime while we were shooting our pitch video, we also asked each cast member or crew member questions.
Is Bigfoot real? I really don't know. I can't say for sure. I like to think that he is. I think that it would be awesome if, at some point in the future, if somebody could finally discover a real Bigfoot out in the wilderness. But is he real or not? I really don't know, but I want to believe.
Because I believe in everything, honestly. I believe in ghosts. My husband thinks I'm crazy. I believe in aliens, so I think if any of that is possible, I think Bigfoot is absolutely possible.
I mean, you've got to believe in Bigfoot. I mean, he may be the hide-and-seek champion of the world. There's just too much stuff out there. Too much things that go on in the woods, you know, the people disappearing. I mean, if these things have been around for this long, they're good at adapting and hiding. So yeah, I mean, if you believe in aliens and Jesus walking on water, you're gonna believe in Bigfoot.
I mean, don't tell my mom I said this, but yes. She'd be super disappointed in me if she found out I believed in Bigfoot.
I definitely believe in the possibility of Bigfoot. It could be out there. There's all kinds of things that people don't know that's actually out there. So why not?
I mean, they just found a tribe in the Amazon, that's untouched for 100 years. So it's possible that you got some Sasquatch hanging out in the hills in a cave somewhere, doing a bunch of nothing that no one's seen before. So yeah, I believe there probably is a Sasquatch.
That's a loaded question. Do I think it's feasible that there could be some form of Gigantopithecus roaming through the woods, possibly dwelling in some cave somewhere? I can't rule that out. I mean, you got to look at it from a scientific standpoint, where dinosaurs and a lot of reptiles that are still around today are related. They have evolved, adapted, and we coexist. So, therefore, I don't believe. I'm going to get deep with you. A lot of people, there's like a 50-50 split to where some people believe that Sasquatch, Bigfoot, Yeti, the Yeren, these kind of creatures are aliens. And then there's more people in the scientific community that do believe that they could be some form of Gigantopithecus or the missing one. I would be more willing to believe that versus they came from the skies. Okay, so let's say now you have a teaser video, you have your pitch video talking about the film with cast and crew involved in it, and you have your artwork. At this point, you're like, all right, let's start an Indiegogo. I've got my key components and whatnot. Well, you don't. You just don't. At this point in time, now you need to break out your calculator, put on your thick black frame glasses, I guess, and start mathing. Math is so important to crowdfunding and filmmaking. It kills me that I still hear my 4th grade teacher in my head saying, "You'll use this all your life." And I'm like, no, I won't. Well, Miss Thomas, you were right. So when it comes to figuring out what your perks are going to be, you need to know the price cost per perk. So you need your DVD, how much it costs to make a DVD, how much it costs to make a Blu-ray, how much it costs to make a poster. Break it down by each individual item. That way you can build perk packages. So let's say you want to offer a perk package of a DVD, a sticker, and a poster. First, you need to figure out how many of those perks you want to offer. 25, 50, 100, and then you need to see how much each of those products will cost by that number. So let's say you want to make 100 of these packages. So you need to look up how much 100 DVDs cost to make, how much 100 stickers cost to make, and how much 100 posters cost to make, because you are going to have to itemize everything by what it costs individually. Math. So for example, let's say it costs $200 to make 100 DVDs. It costs $100 to make 100 posters. And then let's say it costs $75 to make 100 stickers. Okay? So, you've got $2 a Blu-ray, you've got 75 cents a sticker, and you've got $1 per poster. So at that point, 2, 3, you've got $3.75 into this package. At that point, general rule of thumb is that a DVD is worth at least $10 in my eyes. $10. Poster, couple bucks, sticker, $1 or $2. So for a perk package like that, if you want it to be like a good seller, like a quick seller, putting it at like $20 is perfectly fine. It is more commonly acceptable than you would think. So we're gonna start off easy. You just want to offer a DVD, something that people can just, hey, I want to support this. This is a low priced item, you know. So you find out how much 100 DVDs cost. So let's just throw out a number. Say it costs $200 to make 100 DVDs. So right off the bat, you're looking at $2 a pop. That's what that perk is going to cost you to make, that you need to estimate and set that cost to the side when you're figuring out your budget. This is important. Seriously. If you are not a math person, find a math person to help you out. So this perk, you know it costs you $2 to make a DVD. $20 right off the bat. And then from that, you take how much money you could potentially make off of that perk if they all sell out. So at that point, you take 20 times 100, it equals 2,000, and then you minus the $200 for cost. So you know that you can get a profit of $1,800 off of this one perk if it sells out. So basically, you want to take that and add it to every single perk or perk package that you plan to put on your campaign page. So now, you have your teaser videos, you have your artwork, you even have a behind the scenes video. You've got all your perks ready, and everything looks good and is ready to go. At this point, double check your math. Have your friends double check your math, or your assistant director, or your DP. Have as many people as possible double check your math. And you definitely don't want to rely on selling every single perk that you have listed to get the budget that you need. 9 times out of 10, that is not going to be the case. You may sell 40 of those 100 DVDs. You may only sell 10 of those Blu-ray DVD combo packs. Nothing is guaranteed. So after you have looked at your math and you're adding things up and everything looks good, really take a second look at your perks, because you may have missed something. There are some things that you can add as a perk that literally cost you nothing to make. Say an associate producer credit. A lot of people want to be associated with film, and they would love to have that credit on IMDb, especially if you have a name in your film, or you've made a name for yourself, or they just love your project content. So now you have looked over all your perks, you've done the math, you have your videos, you have your imagery. Now it is time to select what platform you're going to hold your crowdfunding campaign on. There are several out there. I mainly recommend 2, and that would be Indiegogo and Kickstarter. Now personally, I'm a more fan of Indiegogo because they don't have to approve your content. Now granted, if you're not making a horror movie or anything risky or risque, you don't have anything to worry about. But if you do, depending on the content imagery that you put out, Indiegogo is probably your best bet. So let's say you chose Indiegogo. At this point, you set it all up, you add your perks, you add the amounts, you add your shipping, which make sure you charge shipping. Now this will go into the grand total of the money you raised, so you really need to add this to your cost budget as well. because you don't want to raise, say you need $12,000 and you raise 13, and then after you do the math of what it costs to make each perk and then what it costs to ship it out, and you're still like $1,000 short. You want to do the math. Now all you are left with is hitting that go live button. So once you do that, your project is live. This is where your crowdfunding campaign really begins. This is a very stressful and hectic thing. It is chaotic. There is no guarantees that you are going to raise a dime, let alone the budget that you are asking for. But it all depends on you and your crew and your cast. These people, you need to stress to them how important it is for this film to get funded. Obviously, if they've signed up to be a part of your film, they should have no problem promoting. Well, life gets in the way of everybody, and if you are the sole promoter of this, you have to continue to promote. You can't stop because other people aren't promoting. No, you have to be a workhorse. You have to continue. Just don't stop. You can do live videos on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I highly recommend starting a Facebook group and adding a bunch of friends and people who just love that kind of content that you're putting out, and show them behind the scenes photos that either you or the cast took with phones. With phones. And this is where it gets tricky, because depending on the content of your film depends on how you are going to promote your film. Luckily, Stranded and, well, me, I'm kind of out there sometimes, and we'll just kind of be random, but also I feel I'm personable. So for me, I can put, really there's no limit. I can put funny stuff out there, I can put serious stuff, but no matter what, I recommend leading with the serious stuff, the teaser. And don't put the teaser on your Facebook. When you go to put these videos on your campaign, you can do it via YouTube or Vimeo, but do them as private. Don't make them public. That way, the only way people can see these teasers are by going to your campaign, because the main thing is to get eyes on your campaign. So now I'm going to show you a couple of things that we did for Stranded. That way you can kind of have a better understanding of how we pushed this film. Now, say you've set your campaign for 60 days. You have 60 days to raise the funds that you need. Say you're halfway through the campaign and, well, you've only raised half of your funds. At this point, the pressure is on. You are going to feel so stressed, like, this is a perfect reason why you make as much imagery as possible. So every week you can put out new imagery to show people what you're working on, that you are not going to stop, that this is your project, it's gonna be made. Now, the closer you get to your goal, I recommend the funnier of stuff you put out. Memes, videos, anything and everything. Make it funny, make it something that people are going to remember. That is the whole grand scheme of things, is that you want people to remember a video that they saw, to where they either saw you talking about your film and how passionate you were about it, to where they're like, I want to get behind this. That's how you have to be. I mean, I guess it's not how you have to be. That's how I am. I don't really feel I'm a go-getter, but I'm a go-getter, especially when it comes to film. I am so passionate about film. I am so blessed to be able to make films. and to continue to make films. So I'm going to express that. I am going to express that every single day, no matter what. Now, when I say funny stuff, I mean funny haha, and more funny to like a wide range of audience. For example, don't go political. Politics are politics. They're a beast of their own branding. Don't mess with them. Don't mess with them. Just leave them where they need to be. You worry about being funny. Memes. You know, go that route, or look on YouTube for a stock video, like, you know, for instance, the Shia LaBeouf, the do it. You know, be funny about it. Don't straddle or get close to being negative in any way, shape, or form. There's enough negativity out in the world. You don't need to put more out there.
Oh, fuck yeah! This is the shit! Do it! Just do it!
Yeah. All right. Oh, well, all right.
Do it!
Support Stranded.
Just
Support Stranded.
do it!
Yeah. You haven't secured a perk yet.
No.
What? What? What you say? Hello, dum-dum.
Most of these perks are limited to just this fundraiser. That's right. So every minute you waste not supporting this film, you are missing out on getting some sweet perk. That is right. These are very limited edition. You will never be able to get them again. Support Stranded. So to recap, you need to math, you need to have a teaser video, multiple pieces of artwork, you need to have your cost budget, you need to have the actual budget for your film, and then you need to have your projected profits after cost of what it costs to make your perks. Math, and then promote. You just promote and you don't stop promoting until the crowdfunding campaign is over. At this point, there are several tutorials on YouTube about promotions and growing a social media fan base. And obviously, if you're not a part of social media and you're trying to crowdfund, you need to rethink some things. Social media is needed for crowdfunding. I mean, crowdfunding is a social media platform. So have a Twitter, have a Facebook, have a Snapchat, have an Instagram. Get them all. Pokemon the hell out of that. Just catch them all. Just catch them all. And there are a ton of ways to seek out people in the like genre of your project. I mean, there are so many groups on Facebook alone. Just to become parts of those groups, share your project with them, and hope for the best. So yeah, that does it for this episode. That was my crowdfunding crash course. So be sure to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. I'm Shawn Burkett, and thank you for tuning in.